Well, as communities dig out from that blizzard, as we've been mentioning, health experts are warning that flu season could intensify after days of people staying indoors as well as in close contact. Joining us today to tell us more is Dr. Paul Anthony, Assistant Director of Infectious Disease at Hartford Hospital. Good morning to you, Doctor, and thanks for being here.
Good morning. It's my pleasure.
All right, so we've been talking about this big blizzard, lots of people snowed in, lots of families staying in these enclosed spaces, and with that comes the risk of getting sick, getting the flu. Tell us about how that works.
Yeah, when you have a lot of people congregating inside, that's when, unfortunately, there's a lot of risk if someone is sick for the virus to go from one to the other.
Right. So, I mean, we're all in this close space. I mean, maybe somebody will have a cough, a cold. What are the symptoms that we're looking out for that we know for sure, all right, we have the flu, we need to get treated, we might need to see a doctor?
Yeah, it would be very hard because there's a lot of overlapping symptoms and there's a lot of other viruses going around. But remember, flu, COVID, they're around. And what I would say is if someone has, especially if the very young, the very elderly, and also people who have underlying health issues, they should really get tested early because if you get tested early for the flu or COVID, you can get on some medications that can help decrease the risk for complications.
Yeah, getting tested is so important, doctor. And you mentioned certain populations are more at risk than others. When we're talking about children, seniors, people living with chronic conditions, are these the populations that you would say need to be more careful than others?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So, I mean, what steps can we take? You mentioned, getting tested is one of them. Any other advice for people to try and mitigate their risk of getting the flu or COVID or any of those other diseases that you mentioned?
Yeah, I would say the first thing is you're waking up today with a cough or cold. If you can not getting to work or to school, it's always best to not share those viruses. The other thing we can do at home is use any household cleaning product to clean high touch surface areas because we touch stuff and then we touch our faces, and that's how viruses can also spread. And again, like if have to go in a crowded area, don't forget about your mask. That can also, a well-fitted mask can also help decrease your risk out there. But those are kind of like the things you can do. But really, especially if someone's sick, try to stay home to not get it to other people.
Yeah, stay home, don't infect others. Very important advice. Doctor, we really thank you for joining us here on Good Morning Connecticut at 9 today.
Thank you.